Also watching very closely in Washington, Democrats in Congress. The tense meetings today behind closed doors. Do they stand behind the president now that he's vowing to stay in this race? What they told our Rachel Scott today.
Democratic lawmakers huddling for hours today behind closed doors, wrestling with whether to stick with President Biden as their party's nominee or call on him to drop out of the race. But tonight, while there are concerns behind closed doors, many lawmakers acknowledging they have little power over the situation and that the president will be their nominee.
Are you all on the same page?
No. What do you mean you're not on the same page? They're not even in the same book.
Sources describe the meeting of House Democrats as rough. Several people who were inside telling us a number of lawmakers believe the president should quit the campaign, but are unwilling to say so publicly because Biden insists he's in it to stay. After, House Democratic Caucus Chair Pete Aguilar only saying this.
Right now, President Biden is the nominee, and we support the Democratic nominee. That will be Donald Trump.
The president is getting a boost from the powerful Congressional Black Caucus, still squarely in his camp.
Well, he's a good man. He has good policies. There's no reason to change.
We are riding with Biden. We are riding with Biden.
New York Congressman Richie Torres expressing what I've heard from a lot of Democrats up here today.
If President Biden declines to leave voluntarily, then we have no choice but to support him as our nominee and make the best of a complicated situation. That's the concession to the political reality we face.
Over the weekend, Congressman Jerry Nadler told his colleagues Biden should drop out. But today, he told me this.
Whether I have concerns or not, is beside the point. He's going to be our nominee, and we all have to support him.
Do you have concerns about? But some Democrats I spoke with, not there. Ohio Democrat Sherrod Brown.
Brown, do you have concerns about President Biden?
Ohioans have legitimate questions. I'm hearing that from people in Ohio, they have legitimate questions about what he does.
Do you still support President Biden?
I said Ohioans have legitimate questions about what President Biden is going to do.
That's not a yes.
I've got to chair this committee. I've got work to do.
Many Democrats on the Hill tonight saying Biden still has a lot to prove.
How confident are you that President Biden will be the Democratic nominee in November?
I'm confident at this point, but I will tell you it remains to be seen in the way he campaigns and the effectiveness of campaigning, whether he continues to be the flag bearer for our cause.
Democratic leaders say the talks will continue. Tonight, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer sticking to a tight script.
Are you confident that President Biden has what it takes to win in November and serve the next 4 years?
As I've said before, I'm with Joe.
Democrats say they'll be watching President Biden closely on the world stage at the NATO summit, insisting it's another opportunity for the president to prove himself. In between meeting with world leaders, the president is also working the phones, having conversations with Democratic governors, the Congressional Black Caucus, and tonight meeting virtually with Democratic mayors, trying to lock in support, David.
Rachel Scott, live up on the Hill again tonight. Thank you, Rachel.